In the shadows of ancient battlefields, where the air was thick with the stench of blood and ambition, a single mind carved a legacy that still haunts the ambitious, the dreamers, and the warriors of today. Sun Tzu, the enigmatic strategist of ancient China, didn't just write a book. He forged a blade of wisdom so sharp it cuts through the chaos of any era. The art of war isn't a dusty relic. It's a pulse-pounding guide to dominating life's battles, whether they're fought in boardrooms, on personal quests, or within the darkest corners of your own mind. Its 5 core principles aren't just rules for war. They're the blueprint for anyone hungry to rise above mediocrity. Buckle up, because we're diving into a world where every move is calculated, every weakness is a weapon, and victory is the only currency that matters. These principles will grip you, shake you, and demand you level up, because in the game of life, hesitation is death. Let's start with strategy, the cold, calculating heart of Sun Tzu's philosophy. All warfare is based on deception, he wrote, but strategy is the map you draw before the first lie is whispered. It's not about charging blindly into the fray. It's about knowing exactly where you're going and why. Picture this. A lone warrior stands on a hill, staring down at a vastly superior army. He doesn't flinch. Why? Because he's already won the battle in his mind. Strategy is about defining your endgame, your ultimate victory, and reverse engineering every step to get there. In life, this means clarity. You're not just chasing a promotion, a business, or a dream body. You're defining what winning looks like down to the smallest detail. A friend of mine was stuck in a dead-end job, drowning in debt. He didn't just quit and hope for the best. He mapped out a 5-year plan. Learn coding, freelance on the side, build a portfolio, and pivot to a tech career. 3 years later, he's running his own startup. Why? Because he had a strategy. Most people don't. They drift, react, and wonder why they're stuck. Sun Tzu would spit on that. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Know your goal, know your obstacles, and plot your path with ruthless precision. That's the first hit of dopamine, realizing you can outsmart the chaos. Now let's slink into the shadows of deception, the art of making your enemy see what you want them to see. Sun Tzu said, "When able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive." This isn't just about lying, it's about controlling perception. In war, it's feigning weakness to lure an enemy into a trap. In life, it's about playing your cards close to your chest. Think of the entrepreneur who downplays their startup's potential to investors, only to reveal a killer product that blindsides the market, or the athlete who lets their rival underestimate them, then crushes them on game day. Deception is power because it exploits the laziness of human assumption. People see what they expect to see. Use that. I once knew a man who was overlooked in his corporate job, passed over for promotions because he was too quiet. He didn't complain. He played the part, worked in the shadows, built alliances, and learned the company's inner workings. When the time came, he pitched a game-changing idea to the board, and they were floored. He wasn't quiet, he was a predator, and they never saw him coming. That's the thrill of deception. You're not just winning, you're rewriting the story others tell about you. It's a psychological rush knowing you've turned their arrogance into your weapon. Then comes adaptability, the principle that makes you untouchable. Sun Tzu warned, "Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances." Life is a battlefield that shifts under your feet. Plans fail, markets crash, relationships crumble. The weak cling to what worked yesterday, the strong pivot. Imagine a general who wins a battle by outflanking the enemy, only to face a new opponent in a swamp where flanking is impossible. Does he give up? No. He adapts, uses the terrain, changes tactics, and strikes differently. In life, this is the entrepreneur who pivots their business when a pandemic hits, or the student who switches majors when they realize their passion lies elsewhere. Adaptability is about embracing the chaos, not fighting it. I'll never forget my buddy Mike, who lost his job during a recession. Instead of wallowing, he learned digital marketing in 3 months, started freelancing, and now runs a big agency. Why? Because he didn't marry his plan. He married the fight. Adaptability gives you that electric jolt of resilience, the kind that makes you feel invincible when the world tries to break you. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity, Sun Tzu said. Find it, seize it, and watch your enemies choke on their own rigidity. Leadership is where the darkness of war meets the fire of inspiration. Sun Tzu didn't just want generals, he wanted legends. The leader is the arbiter of the people's fate, he wrote, the man on whom it depends whether the nation or the army shall live or die. Leadership isn't about barking orders, it's about embodying the mission so fiercely that others can't help but follow. It's the CEO who works harder than anyone, the parent who sacrifices quietly, the friend who pulls you out of despair with a single conversation. True leaders don't demand loyalty, they command it through action. Look at someone like Elon Musk. Love him or hate him, the man's relentless drive pulls people into his orbit. He doesn't just talk about colonizing Mars, he lives it, breathes it, and makes you believe it's possible. That's the kind of leadership Sun Tzu revered, not the loud, chest-thumping kind, but the quiet, unshakable resolve that makes others want to be better. I saw this in my old coach, a grizzled ex-military who never raised his voice but could make you run through a wall for him. Why? Because he believed in you more than you believed in yourself. That's the dopamine hit of leadership, knowing you can ignite a fire in others, not just yourself. It's addictive, and it's why the greatest victories are won not alone but with an army behind you. Finally, preparation is the silent killer, the principle that turns dreams into realities. Sun Tzu was brutal about this. The general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple before the battle is fought. Preparation isn't sexy, it's grinding, obsessive, and lonely. But it's the difference between those who talk and those who triumph. Think of the boxer who spends months in the gym, studying their opponent's every move, while their rival parties and coasts on talent. When the bell rings, the prepared fighter doesn't just win, they dominate. In life, this is the student who studies every night while others cram, the entrepreneur who researches their market while competitors wing it. Preparation is the ultimate red pill. It forces you to face the truth that success isn't luck, it's work. I learned this the hard way when I bombed a crucial presentation early in my career. I thought I could charm my way through it. I was wrong. The next time I spent weeks preparing, researching, rehearsing, anticipating questions. I crushed it. That's the rush of preparation. The quiet confidence of knowing you've already won before the fight begins. Every battle is won before it is fought, Sun Tzu said. Live that, and you'll feel the power of being untouchable. These 5 principles aren't just ancient war tactics. They're the keys to unlocking your potential in a world that's always trying to break you. They're dark because they demand you face the truth. Life is a battlefield, and only the cunning, the resilient, and the prepared come out on top. But they're also exhilarating because they remind you that victory is within your grasp if you're willing to fight for it. Sun Tzu's wisdom isn't for the faint-hearted. It's for those who crave more, who refuse to settle, who want to carve their name into the world. So take these principles, wield them like a blade, and cut through the noise. Remember this quote from the movie Fight Club: "You are not your job. You're not how much money you have in the bank. You are the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world. Rise above it. Plan relentlessly, deceive strategically, adapt fiercely, lead boldly, and prepare obsessively. The battlefield is waiting. Will you conquer it, or will you be just another casualty?" Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.